Hi, welcome to Allocating My $10,000 Library Budget by Tammy Weiss. Here are the categories that my budget will cover, and I've listed the three vendors for each category that I've chosen. For books, it's Tidal Wave, Amazon, and Mackin. Furniture, the library store, IKEA, J&S Solutions. Makerspace Materials, Oriental Trading Company, Demco, B&H Photo. Technology tools, EBSCO, JSTOR, Destiny, supplies and decor, Hobby Lobby, Wayfair, and Costco. And so I've come to my decisions about each of these based on my own experience, based on my mentor Carrie's experience, based on an unofficial library mentor named Anne's experience, and also through my own research. And under each category, when I talk about it, I'll explain more why I chose it and what I chose to purchase. So, first of all, books. This was the most important category to me. I actually am a high school librarian right now in my first year and have noticed how outdated my collection is. And both Carrie and Anne, when they've come to, or not Anne hasn't come to my library, but another mentor librarian, and they have mentioned how outdated my collection is and how badly it needs to be weeded. And so the great weeding will start soon, but I'm waiting until we get there in this class. And so that I know properly how to do it all. And so as part of that, when I weed, I'm going to need to replace because a lot of books are old and we need newer books in the library. And so I've allocated a lot of the budget to that, $2,424.70. And the vendors I chose are Tidal Wave, Amazon, and Mackin. And the reasons for those are Tidal Wave. It works very closely with Destiny, which is the library management system that our school uses. And so it it is easy to use. They've shown me how I can do an assessment on my collection. Also, when I go to Tidal Wave, it tells me whether I already own the book or not. At my old school, I know we accidentally ordered something we already had on Amazon because we didn't check. And anyway, Tidal Wave, that's there, and they'll bill me later, and I just order it, and then they send it. There's lots of cataloging services they offer, though some they do charge for. Such as making it shelf ready, but there's lots of options. I love, love, love that I can make lists on there and then just have it ready to go when I'm ready to purchase it in an organized manner. And I can create different lists. And then so it's really great. You can even do like a fundraising through it, which is awesome too. And so that is an important one to me. And so Amazon also is really great because it's fast and they have more titles. Sometimes Tidal Wave doesn't have everything. And also, the nice thing is with Amazon, I work at a Christian school, and so there are certain things we cannot have in the library, even at the high school level. And so, for example, I'm trying to improve and increase the graphic novel collection to hopefully help circulation. And there is nudity in graphic novels, and it's not always listed. And so, I recently ordered a book on Amazon, and last week had a chance to carefully look at it and leaving it in new condition while doing so, and noticed there was actually a lot of nudity in it. And so it just went back and we were refunded instead of having to waste the money on that book that we couldn't have put out in our library. Mackin.com is highly recommended from librarian Anne, and she says that is her go-to for nonfiction and for ebooks, that it's really helpful to use. It offers a lot of the same services that Tidal Wave does, such as free collection analysis, free title lists, free professional support, free shipping, and they also offer MARC records and free standard processing. And I think what I've seen when I've tried to do processing with Tidal Wave, that I feel like it's charging me. And so I think Mackin might have a little bit of an up on that. It's just I have not personally used it in the past, but it's a good one to know about for the future. And so here's what I did with my books. I'm not going to tell you all 98 titles on Tidal Wave I chose and all of the other ones on Amazon, but those are the two vendors I purchased on for this. You can see the amount I allocated in the bottom left corner to Tidal Wave and to Amazon. And then here's just a sneak peek of some of the Tidal Wave books that I chose. Harry Potter book series. I also want to purchase that on Amazon in hardback, and a few other titles that I cannot find on Tidal Wave that I want to purchase, maybe out of print or something else. And so The one thing place in nonfiction that I am really lacking is career books that are current at all, and college books. And so you can see there's a few of many, many, many that I chose and put in my list. And so just highlighted those with their prices. And then also, updated fiction, more mysteries has been requested, and more diverse racial representation is something I want to have just based on the makeup of my students. And so, here's a few books that I've chosen that represent a lot of the other ones that I've picked. You can see Black Panther, the whole graphic novel set, because I'm trying to improve graphic novels, and there's also some diversity in that. So that's awesome. My three in the middle, The Downstairs Girl, The Chosen One, and Breathe and Count Back from 10, all are different ethnic groups. And so just to have different representation in different kinds of books, historical fiction and fantasy and realistic fiction, all mixed in. And then Inheritance Games is mystery and a popular series. And so I plan to get that. And then 10 Blind Dates is one I just read in YA Quick Reads for YA Quick Read in another class. And it was enjoyable and quick. And I think it would fly off the shelves. And so that is another one that I chose, just trying to find fiction that my students will love. And so this is a good sampling from the books of what I've chosen. Furniture. So the vendors I chose were the library store, IKEA, and J&S Solutions. The library store was recommended from both Carrie and Anne, and though with a caveat that sometimes the quality isn't as high, but you can find a lot of things there. And IKEA is my go-to. I just use the furniture a lot in the past personally, and living overseas, it's easy to build, and they have some really basic things and for a good price. And then J&S Solutions is high quality, durable furniture, and actually my mentor Carrie is now a vendor. She sells for that company. And so that is also a good one, and I have a good connection there. And so here's what I would purchase. And again, that amount that it's spending would be $1,723.25. These are the things that I need quickly and soon. I do not have any kind of display table. So at the library store, I've picked out that display table. You can see the price there, and the island. I need that for my makerspace. It has storage. It has a place to put stools under it. You can stand. You can sit. You can do all those things. And so I've picked that out, and it's durable. I had one almost just like it in Taiwan. And then the groove backless stool, I need 2 of those, and I have a quote from J&S there. You can see that that can go with that makerspace, and that would be awesome furniture for my library to have. Next, makerspace materials, $1,023, and I used these 3 vendors are the 3 that I looked at. Oriental Trading Company has a plethora of crafts. You can buy things in bulk, including adult crafts. And so this is a really great one for me to use for the makerspace for crafts. And then Demco is, you all probably heard of a library vendor, and they have a lot of makerspace things. And when I was looking, and this was recommended by Anne, but also when I was looking, I found something that I want for my makerspace. I'll show you that in a minute. And then B&H Photo, Video, and Audio was recommended by Anne, as well as for technology things for the makerspace. That these, like if you need to purchase certain things, that's a go-to for her. And so I would love to give that a try. So Oriental Trading Company, here's what I picked out. I would get a couple of the paints. I would get the canvas tote bags, some different kinds of brushes, some journals, and I like double how many I got for all of these things, and then the flower bowls. And so putting that all together, the total would be $246. And then Demco, I've seen these stick together mosaic sticker puzzles, and I think these would go over great in my library. So I'd be willing to spend the $378 to buy all of these, because I think they would just be used quickly. And like my students, I've gotten out a poster, a big one for them to color, and they've colored it quickly. And this would be something different and unique that they might not have done. So be excited to get this for them. And then also, here's the B&H photo and video purchases I really want for my makerspace. One is a new 3D printer. I have a hand-me-down one, but it is not working awesome. And it's one of the things that's actually made me reluctant to open makerspace, besides the fact I need that furniture piece, but it's just not working well. And so something newer that is compatible with what I have is great. And this 3D printer seemed like it would work well. And then I am librarian. Anne has a drone that she flies in her library, and the students love it with her makerspace. And so I found one that's less expensive and it's smaller, but hopefully has the capability for everything I need. And I do have high ceilings, and would be fun to fly it around at times in my library. So moving on, technology tools, $3,840. Two of these are research databases that are must-haves in my library, in a high school library, and then the other is my library management system, and is a must-have as well. And so JSTOR, it with our we have one-to-one iPads, and so you can't download articles easily. And so JSTOR, when you log in with Google, has a workspace, and so it's really great to use. We found the best articles there. Students really seem to prefer that one, and so do our English teachers, and we'll also use it in college. And so it's a really great one for them to learn. EBSCO is humongous database, so it's great and has options, and so that's my second favorite, and they also would use in college. So it's really great. And then, of course, Destiny is my library catalog. I have to have that, and it works and pairs really well with Tidal Wave. And so, and I'm used to it. I used it in my library in Taiwan when I was a library assistant, and use it well now. And so I think it's great and pretty easy to use, even though I have a lot to learn. And so those are those, and the costs they break up so that for those technology tools, $1,300 for EBSCO, $1,000 for JSTOR, and $1,540 is about the amount based on contracts that I have now that I think would cost. Okay, so supplies and decor. So this is another fun one because I love to be creative. And so Hobby Lobby is close to my school, very close. I love that I can go in person and buy decorations, or I can order online. One thing that I've ordered online from there, which has turned out great, is I have two different bulletin boards, one in my library, one in the hall, and I love ordering fabric to put as the background and change it with holidays or different times of the year. And so that was a great purchase on there. But I have not allocated anything yet for this year, and you'll see that in a second. And then wayfair.com is another great one that I've used for decorations and stuff and for my home. And so that is one that I feel like the quality is good too. And I found a variety of things that I would use. And Costco is very close to me. And I mean, at school, it's very close to school. I already have the business card for my school, and I can buy things without paying taxes with that. And so I need supplies because I actually I've served food in there at times, like during finals week at Christmas. And so I need some different things. And I also keep some snacks for kids because they come looking for snacks at times, not a lot, but a few things. And so I also would get those at Costco. And so these three are all go-tos for me for these things. Of course, like for all of these categories, I can only use Amazon once, but I use Amazon honestly, like for everything overall, but I also would use these vendors. And so supplies and decor, I had fun with finding what I really, really want for my library, and I added this. The amount is approximately like $697. And so I would buy We Are the Lions. I would buy two library lions at 137 about each and set them in front of my library, like the New York Library. And anyway, we don't have a map or globe in my library, and I really don't like that. And so I found an LED globe I want to purchase. I found we are short on like Easter decorations, and yes, because we're a Christian school, we have those. And so I would love to have a tree and a Happy Easter sign for my desks and the bookshelves and that kind of thing. I loved these bookends that are hands, and so I put those on my list, as well as I don't have any area rugs. I need color, and the students would sit on the floor more, I feel like, if they're area rugs, and just be cozy. And so two of these would go in my comfy seating areas, and the other one hopefully in my book club nook that I am going to be designing for my library. So that's why I chose those things. And then the Costco items, they add up to roughly $152 ish. And so give or take a quarter. And then these are items, you can see what they are. Some paper towels and Kleenexes. I have to buy my own Kleenexes. I'm not provided those. And so that would need to come out of my budget. And some of these things, popcorn's an easy snack for me to make in the microwave that I have in my workroom. Fruit snacks just fly off the shelf. So I'd buy a couple of those. At Christmas time, they love having hot chocolate. So I would buy hot chocolate. And so all of these things would be important additions for the supplies. And so when you add up all of these categories with books being just over 2,400, furniture being over 1,700, and makerspace over $1,000, and then technology tools 3,840, and then 986.25 for my decor and supplies. That brings my grand total to $9,997.20. So I got pretty close. Never know, things could fluctuate a little bit, but that's where I landed. And here are my references for all of these great vendors, as well as Canva that helped me create this slide. Thank you so much for listening and for persevering through this presentation.